Good morning, everybody. I just woke up right outside of Cottonwood, Arizona. The sun is about to rise. It's proper cold out here. I looked at the temp this morning and it was right at 32. So it got down to pretty chilly last night. I parked out here because there was a big storm over Sedona, so I didn't want to go be part of that. But if I look out that direction right now, I can see the red rocks with a little tickling of snow on top. So I'm excited to get started and get in towards Sedona today because I'm going to see a little light layer of snow once we get up there. So made my coffee. Lovely morning for a little coffee outside. I'm wearing a bunch of layers because it's still cold. I came up on my roof deck and look what I found. It's all frozen. I mean, I slept fine through the night, didn't get cold, ran my heater for a couple hours, totally fine. My one concern now is my engine get a start? So, we'll see. I do fully realize that in these next 10 days, any sort of mechanical issue is going to set me off my plan and make me have to adjust on the fly. But we already did that once. I'm not with my friends anymore, so it's going to be a different situation now than it was earlier this week. But that's part of bus life, so you learn how to adapt and flex on the fly. So cross my fingers that I'm not going to have any of those issues, but it's a very real possibility. Since I've been parked up with a bunch of other vehicles for the last couple of days, I haven't had a good chance to let Echo kind of out and wander, you know. So this morning before I get going, since I'm out here by myself, I'm taking a chance to let her out. I'm not particularly trying to get her to walk with me or follow me, just to explore outside around the bus by herself wherever she feels comfortable. So that's what we're doing right now. It's cold, but she does totally fine in the cold. She was up with me in Spokane a couple weeks ago and she was walking around in the snow, and I mean, she got cold after 20 minutes of that, but this is much warmer than that was. So she's just playing in the grass. All right, moment of truth. We're gonna see if this thing cranks in the cold. Got her done. And we're off to Sedona. Let's get up there, let's do some hikes. One of the things that I've wanted to do in Sedona for a long time is get some cool shots at some of the iconic hikes. So this morning, first thing first is the Subway Cave. The Subway Cave doesn't have its own designated trailhead, so I went to the Boynton Canyon trailhead and it was completely parked full. So I had to find a spot somewhere down the road a little ways, but it wasn't too much extra walking, so threw on my hiking boots, said goodbye to Echo, and set off on my hike. I didn't want to take Echo on this hike because it's a 6-mile round trip, and if she gets uncomfortable, it would be a rough time for her. So I do plan on taking her on one of the shorter hikes that I do out here, just to get her some exposure to different spaces, different people, different areas, and follow me along on a trail. Let's go hike Boynton Canyon Trail. It is officially a beautiful day for a hike. I started about a half hour ago and I got way too hot to keep that jacket on, which is great. There's still snow on the ground all over the place, just a tiny bit of a dusting. It's gonna be melted in a couple hours for sure, but man, compared to the weather last night, this is great. Wow, so I heard some voices off to the right, which I knew I had to go to the right. And I saw a little trail, so I followed it and followed the voices. Got me way in the bush. So here I am bushwhacking with these old guys through Manzanita that has snow, melting snow on it. So now I'm pretty much completely soaked, which is great. I mean, I'm not cold, it's fine, but I have to dry all these clothes somehow. So I made it to the subway cave and it looks just like it does in pictures, but in person. Of course, it's kind of crowded, even on an early morning with snow all over the place. Yeah, because it's not a difficult hike as long as you don't get lost like I did. And you know, it's pretty accessible once you scramble up the last little slide to get to the cave. So I took my videos, took my pictures in there, and then I came out because there's other people waiting in line to get a shot because it's an iconic little spot. So I skirted around the edge of the cliff, and now we're sitting overlooking, I don't know, 100-foot drop onto the trees, but just the shapes of these rocks are just super cool. I like doing these hikes, not particularly because it makes me feel like I'm finding new cool places and making original artwork. I mean, that you can't argue that that's what I'm doing, you know. So that's not the point. The point is to find beautiful places and do my own version of what other people have done there. I just like challenging myself to go find those places, go set my stuff up, use the tools that I have and the knowledge that I've learned, and make stuff that I like. So that is why I came up here. And now I've had my time, it's time to start head back down before it gets too crowded up here and go see how Echo's doing. Can someone please tell me how I started on a trail at the subway cave and still ended up having to bushwhack it? Oh, my lands. How do I get out of here? Send a helicopter, please. I found the creek, and the trail's on the other side of the creek. We're good, ladies and gentlemen. We made it. And I made it back to the bus all by lunchtime. But right now I'm parked on a super slopey shoulder of the road, so I'm gonna go find a different spot where I can park and make my lunch and look at some of these pictures that I took. Alright, this is the first time ever taking Echo on a hike. She's scared of cars moving, so we're going to try to get away from the road quick before I do any letting her walk. Right now she's harnessed in and leashed to the top of the backpack, so she got limited range of motion. But moving this quick in a space that she's not familiar with, she doesn't want to jump from my back anyways. So, yeah. We're gonna try to find the birthing cave. I actually don't even know where it is. I don't have enough service right here to load if I'm in the right spot. I'm in the right parking lot, but I don't know if this is the right trail, so if we find it, great. If we don't, then this is a good exercise for her, huh? So Echo got tired of sitting up top. She was meowing a little bit, so I was like, okay, do you want to walk? We can walk. But I'm obviously not going to let her just walk without leash way out here on her first hike. But she also doesn't want to go the direction I want to go. So we'll let her wander, and I'll keep a leash on her. She gets distracted by twigs and grass and wants to eat. We made it back to the bus. We hiked about 2.5 miles, I think, and she did okay. I think for her very first time, I think she did great. She has a hard time following me when I'm trying to go somewhere. She has a hard time with not pulling on the leash. So there's still some stuff to work on, but we'll get there. She's gonna be exhausted because she did some solid running. I was running behind her and she was just trying to pull me down the trail. So she's gonna be tired. I'm exhausted, but it was good. I think I need to do stuff like this as much as I can so that she really gets some good exposure to being out and about like that. So I do know that people that saw her love to see her. So there's my 2 hikes for day 1 in Sedona. Tomorrow morning I'm going to do the Devil's Bridge, try to get there at sunrise so there's less people and I can get a decent picture. And then this afternoon I'm going to go into town and see if I can find a coffee shop that I can do some editing or work at, and then this evening I'll have to go find a place to park for the night. But done hiking for the day. I'm exhausted. Okay, this is the realities of bus life. Echo's knocked out from her walk. I got clothes all over the bed, clothes all over the floor. This is what keeps my drawers closed. Stuff in the sink so it doesn't go flying when I drive. Bags, curtains, slippers. It's a mess. But despite this place being a mess, now I have found my spot for the night, and check out this view I have. There is nothing quite like a little bus shower after a long day outside. Oh, I feel good because I get to look at that. That's beautiful. Step out of the shower, look out my windows, and get Sedona sunset. Can't complain. I'm prepping a little dinner right now. I have some leftover rice and then a packet of veggie tikka masala that I got at Safeway. I'll prepare to just squeeze it out. So I just put it both in the pan. It's gonna take me 3 minutes to heat it up, and then dinner's ready. It's just past 6 a.m. and it's below freezing outside. But it's time to get out for a sunrise hike. So I've just made it to the trailhead. I checked my phone and it says it's 34 degrees right now, which is great. I double bagged my legs because I get cold sometimes, and I'm wearing this bigger down jacket, and Echo thinks I have treats in my pocket. But I got about an hour till the sun rises, so time to get going so I can get up there. Made it up to Devil's Bridge in time to see like the colors in the clouds as the sun is rising. There's still no light on the rocks coming through the valley, but that's okay because I wanted to be here when that happened. There's already like 6 people up here, and I can see 8 more climbing the hill right now. So it's gonna fill up pretty quick, but I'm glad I got here in time for a little bit of fewer people. But now I'm just hanging on the edge, waiting for the sun to come out, and then I'll head back down. I got mighty cold hanging around up there. Hiking up, I was totally sweating because you're just moving and climbing so steep, but standing up there for the last hour, whew, my fingers are freezing right now. The view over the valley is just stunning. It's super pretty up here. And it's nice to be like in deserty landscape, but with so many trees. Like, I think that's super cool. I've been around cactuses for the last month, but with all the trees and the cool rock formations, it's quite a spot. Just in case you don't believe me when I say how cold it is. Echo baby. Good morning, sweetie. Good morning. Everything you just saw was the first 24 hours of being in Sedona. It's about 8:45 right now. I got to the Subway Cave trailhead yesterday morning at this time. So, hiked Subway Cave, did that other hike with Echo, found a spot in town for coffee, did my groceries, found a spot in town for sunset, and then a place to sleep, and then did the sunrise hike this morning. But now I'm properly famished, so it's time to make some breakfast. After prepping that bit of breakfast and heading into town for a little bit of work at a cafe, I filled up my water in Sedona and got back on the road. I headed north towards the Grand Canyon, and that's where we're gonna have to pick up in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video about my 24 hours that I spent in Sedona. It was an incredible day, and I did some of the top spots on my list of things to do in Sedona. If you like seeing that, like this video, share it with someone that you think would enjoy seeing my adventures in Sedona, and we'll catch you next time here in the BB Bus. Thanks guys, bye.